So we were doing the third lesson, Kondiba, a hero. Okay, hope you all remember the story that we were doing
Yeah.
yesterday. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now some little bit of it, little bit part of it was left. Yeah. So now that evening, a police officer came to tell the blind beggar that the boy he had saved would be all right. Kondiba later learned that if the boy had been in the wall longer, his brain would certainly have been damaged from the lack of oxygen, and Kondiba had saved him just in time. Now, the next afternoon, Arvind returned to Golipar. He went at once to Kondiba, and while his aunt watched with tears in her eyes, he touched Kondiba's feet in gratitude. Okay, so if there is if you've known about it, there is a tradition in India, in Rajasthan also, in India also, that has been going on of touching feet out of respect. Okay, people, mostly the youngers, touch the feet of elders to show their respect. Okay, so he touched Kondiba's feet in gratitude. Indeed, Kondiba has saved a life, but his own still had to go on, and for him that meant begging. So, to move on with his life, we know that he was begging before, and he still had to beg to survive. By afternoon, Kondiba was back on the streets of Mumbai with his gunny sack. However, word soon began to spread about the beggar's courage. So now we know that the word is spread when something exceptional is being done. Okay, when something happens, positive or negative. Okay, even if it's positive or negative too, the word about it spreads because people talk and the word gets out. Okay, it is spread. So his picture and the story of his daring rescue were published in many national and local papers. So his story was published in newspapers. Okay, um, local newspapers that were of that place, and then the papers that were there in the whole country. Suddenly, Kondiba became a hero. He was praised by the governor, the chief minister of Maharashtra, and other officials. So he was praised by the governors, chief minister, and other officials. Rewards totaling rupees 12,970 were presented to him. Okay, rewards worth rupees 12,970 were given to him. For a few months, he was given a home in a home for the blind. Here, he learned some skills such as bottling and the weaving of chair seats. Okay, so weaving, like with weaving, seats are made. Okay, and he learned some skills there in the home for the blind. Today, Kondiba lives in Jalna, a market town close to his native village. He has married a local girl and runs a small business. Okay, Kondiba Gaikwad's bravery and determination to find the boy in the well had completely changed his own life. The beggar who hated begging need never beg again. Okay, so his life was transformed. That was a turning
Ma'am,
point in his own life too. Yes, Hendrik.
ma'am, is he still blind or no?
He is still blind. He's still blind, I think so. But now that he's learned a skill, he's able to earn bread. Okay, he's able to earn a living for himself. Okay, and he has married, so he has a family. Okay, he's earning well, has a small business, so means that he is living a good life now, not anymore in poverty. Not a life of a beggar, not a life in poverty or slum, but he's living a better life now. Okay, so that is the motto of the story, moral of the story, that helping somebody could make a difference in your life too, in their life and your life too. Okay,
Got it.
yeah, that's the like moral of the story. Now, let us understand the text. Exercise 3.2.1. Have you noticed boys and girls begging at traffic lights in markets? What do you feel when you see them? Most of them are young. Many of these young people have been forced to move away from their native places to earn a livelihood. They may even have been kidnapped and forced to work or beg when they should have been in school preparing for a bright future. Have you ever wondered what kind of dreams these young people have? Do you think they are different from yours? Kondipa is a blind man who comes to Mumbai in search of work. He lives in a slum and begs for his living. In the slum where he lives, there is an open well. It has no walls and is very unsafe. One evening, Kondiba hears a woman cry out that someone has fallen into the well. Kondiba dash hears a woman cry. Here in the blank will come hears a woman cry. Okay, so this was a passage. After reading, you had to find out the answer to the blank. Okay, this question is for you all to think over. Okay, like in the first para, the question that is being asked is for you all to think over. Okay, then 3.1, you can A part you can do if you want in the form of activity. Okay, it's not a compulsion. 3.1 is an activity. If you want, you can do it. Otherwise, it's okay. All right, it's like cut the stories of people and make them like collect stories and cut pictures and make a scrap file. It is an activity that is optional for you all. Okay, no compulsion. Now, B part is also optional. Okay, B part is also optional. If you do plan to do the A part activity, then you can try out B part too. Yeah. Okay. We will do in-text questions 3.1. Okay. When and how did Kondiba become blind? Anyone of you who wants
Me.
to answer this?
Me.
Yes, Edric.
Okay. So Kondiva became blind when he was 8 years old and when he got smallpox.
When he got smallpox, that's correct. He got smallpox when he was 8, so that time he became blind. Second question, Kondiba hated begging, but he had to beg. Why did he start begging? Give two reasons to complete the following sentences. He could not dash. Megan?
Okay, the second one, but not the first one.
Say again, your voice was very low for me.
I got the first one, but I wasn't able to get the second one. I got no. I mean, I got the first. I got the second one, but I wasn't able to get the first one. There we go.
What's the first one, Megan?
That one, the eight. I don't know if it was referring to a particular thing, or I really don't know what he was referring to.
Just give it a try.
Uh, I actually don't.
Okay. Amaze, you want to give it a try? Second question. Second question.
Is it was it something with money, I think?
B part is somewhat related to money, maybe indirectly. A
Okay.
part is related to why he had to start begging.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. I know it?
Okay, Edric.
Okay, so Kondiba had to start begging because there was a famine in Maharashtra, so they had to move him from Aurangabad to Mumbai to in search of food.
Hmm. Okay. And A and B part.
Okay, so B part,
he could not.
B,
Yes,
B part.
yes.
The B part, he came to know that the beggars will get money from from the people who will give money to them.
Okay, yes, that's correct. Beggars are treated generously in Mumbai. He could not see. Okay, because he could not see. He started begging. Okay, change of place, and because of the famine, they lost what they had, and he could not see, so he had to start begging. And the second one, he came to know that the beggars are treated generously in Mumbai. Means people give a lot to the beggars. So then he started begging. C part, if you were in Kondiba's place and would you lose your eyesight, what would you do? Any of you can answer this? Yes, Megan?
I don't really have an answer.
Yes, sure.
I said I didn't really have an answer right.
Um, Say again, Megan. Your voice is like breaking.
I said I don't really have a answer right now.
Okay, you don't really have an answer right now. Okay, so think about it. Yes, Amaze. Wanna say something?
Um, I would probably try my best to, I ask, uh, get some help with family members, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
Yeah.
that's one thing I can think of.
Ma'am?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Cedric.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, if I was him, I would have gone to the hospital and search if there was a way to cure this. And that time they didn't even have. That time it was like 45 years back. No, they didn't have like a cure for temporary blindness. Now they have.
Yeah, now they have, but that time you would not have money to go to an hospital and get treated.
But
Okay, if
but it was 8 years old. The parents will have money, so they can pay for all the hospital bills.
he was 8 year old, that time maybe such a treatment was not even available. Like
That was that
since
time. This is now. That was,
now like currently,
yes, currently.
currently, if it was me, I would have like lost my eyesight and lost everything. Then would have just learned some skill from someone, from relative or a friend, and then use that skill to, um, you know, create things, sell them, and generate money.
Got it.
Yes,
Okay.
Megan.
Probably just work hard, see what I could earn, and I don't know, use it for
I'm unable to understand what you're saying because your voice is like really slow and breaking a little bit.
second.
Can you
Can you
maybe
give me
try
what?
connect to some headset or something?
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah. Okay. Um, Fourth one. Who had dug the well and where was it dug?
I know it was dug in like um What's the word? It's where uh, I feel like some more poor people maybe stay.
An open area in a slum.
Islam, right? Yeah, it's in Islam.
And who had dug the well?
Wasn't it the people like there?
It was the people. Yes, it was the people. I don't think we have a name mentioned
Yeah.
on who had dug the well. But in general, that the people were only the ones who dug the well. Okay,
Because they
and
wanted water and the slums, you don't have money to buy water, so they dug the well for water.
so they dug the well, yeah. So the slum people only dug the well. Now, fifth part, what was the well? Why was the well dug? Okay, you answered this one. Fifth part, that they needed water to drink. Okay, all right. Sixth part, what had happened to the water in the well within 2 years?
It had green.
Yes, it had turned blackish green. That's right. Okay,
Yeah.
then yeah, it had all the weeds and all in it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
sand. Yeah, sand and the weeds. Then what happened one day when Kondiba was having food?
a boy fell in it
A boy fell
in a
in the
well.
well.
No,
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Yes, Cedric.
how old was the boy?
How old was the boy? Is it mentioned?
No.
No.
Ma'am,
no, I don't think so.
was the boy also blind?
Was the boy also Cedric?
Was the boy also blind?
Blind? No, I don't think so. I don't think he was blind, but maybe accidentally he fell because the well didn't had a boundary wall that is usually there around a well. A wall is being made in the edges, at the edges of the well, so that people don't fall in.
Yes, like
Okay, but
the wells
yeah,
are like this.
yes, like that. But this well didn't had that wall. Okay, so by accident he must have fell and then he was saved. Okay, so with this we have finished with in-text questions 3.1. Now, 3.2.2, that's part 2. We have to read the para and fill in the blank. In
Okay.
the previous section, we read that one day when Kondiba was having his meal, he heard a woman cry out that someone had fallen into the well. Kondiba asks a woman to take him to the well. He knows how to swim. He was a good swimmer as a young boy, but poverty has made him weak. Without considering this, Kondiba jumps into the well to save a young boy named Alvin. Don't you think he is very brave to do so? This is for you to contemplate on. Okay. He dives down again and again to search for the boy, but cannot find him. And each time he comes up, he feels more and more tired. The people standing near the well feel disappointed. Each time, Kondiba comes up without Arvind. Do you think Kondiba continues to search for Arvind? Think. Now, can you try to fill this up? It doesn't has to match line by line from the para, but only the meaning has to come.
Right. Only bar disappointment. A sigh of disappointment. Gave a sigh
Yeah,
of disappointment.
yeah. When Kondiba comes up without Arvind, the people gave a sigh of disappointment. Okay.
Okay.
Sigh of disappointment. In text questions 3.2, first part. What did Kondiba do as soon as he heard that someone had fallen into the well?
He approached from not one for him, but to guide him to
He what? Like your voice is still very low.
Hey, can you hear me better now? No?
No.
1 second. Hear me better?
A little better, yes.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, how about now?
Now it's clear, Megan.
Okay.
Yes. So first part you were telling?
Oh yeah, he had told, I don't remember her name, but he had told her to guide him to the well, which he heard the woman some no. Wait,
Your voice is gone. Your voice is gone again.
He had told the woman to guide him to the well. Okay.
Sorry, no voice. You can take your time, okay, if you are able to fix it. All right. Anyone else? Enrica Mace.
Which question now?
First part.
First one? Ma'am?
Yes.
Kondiba stopped eating as soon as he heard that the boy fell into the well, ma'am.
And then
Then, ma'am, he, he, he tried to save the boy. He first went into the well and tried to save the boy.
jumped in the well and tried to save the boy. Okay, so when you have such open-ended questions, okay, you can elaborate them a little. All right. When you have open-ended questions where you can put a little bit detail, where you can go into a little bit detail. Okay. Now, take the correct sentence. When Kondiba reached the well, he found that Arvind had fallen into the well. He felt helpless as he had no sight. He dived into the well to save Arvind.
Okay.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, see, he dived into the well to save Arvind.
Okay. Want you all to check the story. Okay, just cross-check it with the story once. All right. If he found that Arvind had fallen into the well or he had dived into the well to save Arvind. When he reached the well, he pulled off his shirt and slipped into the water in seconds. Okay. So he set aside his meal. Okay. He said to the woman, "Quick, lead me there." Okay. And within a minute, they reached the well, and then they pushed their way through the small gap at the mouth of the well. Then, in seconds, he pulled off his shirt and slipped into the water. So it was that he dived into the well as soon as he reached the well. Okay. He dived into the well. C part.
Okay.
Okay. How many times did Kondiba go into the well? Was his experience the same or different every time? Now I want you all to answer this one. Okay. Count from the story how many times did he go into the well?
He went
Okay.
3 times, right?
Approx 3 times, yes.
I think the third time he went there, he felt Arvind, the cloth thingy,
Mm-hmm.
that
Okay, third time he felt Arvind's cloth. Okay, and
The time.
his first, yes, Edric,
Wait. Fourth, wait,
four times,
fourth time, I think he first felt Arvind's legs. Fourth time. Then,
fourth time.
then fifth time, he felt the Arvind's belt.
Okay, okay, we will check from the story. Okay, first time he went in. Okay, he had a good idea about the shape of the well. Okay, so this is the second time that he went straight down and searched the bottom. Okay, but no sign of the boy. In his second time, okay, in his second time, his lungs were nearly bursting. This is the experience of the second time. His lungs were nearly bursting. Okay, then he rose to the top once again. Okay, then he went down third time. Okay, this is the third time. He worked as fast as he could, feeling his way through the mud and weeds. Okay, this is the third time. Because you can see after second time where I have highlighted, he rose to the top once again. Then this is the third time he went. And third time, what was his experience? His ribs were aching and he couldn't hold his breath much longer. Okay. So this was the third time experience. Okay. And in third experience, he felt something soft. His finger felt something soft among the weeds, cloth. Okay. And he moved his hand further and touched Edwin's legs. So, third time he felt Arvin's legs. Okay. Then he his experience for the third time further intensifies. His heart was beating painfully and he badly needed to breathe. Okay. And in the third time only, he was like down only. He didn't came up, but he felt his belt and he with his belt he pulled him. Okay. So his spine and muscles ached. This is also the experience of his third time. Okay. And then in the third time, he came up with Arvind. Okay. You can see here.
Right.
All right. So it was
Okay.
three times that he went in. Okay. 3 times he went in. And the third time's experience was very intense. Like his breath he was unable to hold, and his like lungs felt like it would burst, and all that was the third time. That was intense. Why was the crowd disappointed? Why was the crowd disappointed? Anyone?
Because when he came up the second time, he didn't come up with that win.
Yes, because when he came up, they were expecting that he will come up with Arvind, but he didn't. So they were disappointed. That was right. If you were Kondiba, what would you do in such a situation? Amaze.
I think by the first or second time, I would probably give up. If I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm. First or second time, after the first or second time, we'd probably give up because he was in poverty and he was weak physically.
Yeah.
It's a huge difference between a person who's in a good health when he is swimming and when a person who's in a poor health when he is swimming.
Yeah.
There is a huge gap. It's very hard for the person in a poor health to swim. So
Yeah.
yeah, that is a good response. Anyone else? If you were Kondiba, what would you do in such a situation?
I would be quite hesitant to dive in the dirty
Hesitant
water,
to
but
dive. Yes,
Ma'am?
hesitant to dive. Totally understand that one because since he was grown up and he was a swimmer when he was only 8 and now he was 25.
yeah,
So trying out something you left years back is a huge thing. So yes,
yeah.
hesitant. Yes, Cedric.
Ma'am?
Yes,
Were there any other people who are willing to dive and save Arvind?
probably not. Probably not because the people who live in people are living in slums, they are like not very like swimming, knowing swimming is not a very common thing among them. It's rare to know how to swim because they don't have access to pools and all, you know. So but this Kondiba, he didn't originally lived in slum, but he was from Maharashtra before. So when he was 8, he knew swimming from that time. That helped him here, like when in the slum area where there was no one else. Yes, Cedric.
Ma'am, even the other people also came back from their native place. So I think there the other people also when they were small, I think they learned swimming, but here they can't swim because they don't have access to pools. Maybe that's why.
Mm-hmm.
There also
Maybe, maybe,
there could be
yes.
some other people who learned how to swim.
Mm-hmm. It could be. It could be. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Is my video audible? Visible, sorry. Visible.
No,
It's stuck.
it's just black. Yeah.
It's black
Black.
because my side also it's frozen. Like the videos of all of y'all is
Oh,
like mm, the whole screen is okay. Um, okay, I can see now. So with this, we have finished with the exercises. Okay. Now, in text questions 3.3, you can try out. Okay. You have to answer them in brief. All right. You can try out
okay.
1 to 5. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you broke up. Yeah.
My other device logged off.
Oh,
Yeah, so yes, I was saying that 1 to 5 today, Friday. Okay, then 6 to 10 Saturday, you can try, and 11 to 13 on Sunday. Okay, so
okay.
like this, you can try them out. And the rest, the grammar portion, we will continue on Monday.
Okay.
Okay, so we will stop here for now, and see you all on Monday.